Shalom, his brother Yasha Mazakar from the Israelite Report. IsraeliteReport.com. Upon my watch, all praises are definitely due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi. Peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and sincerity, and those that truly, really want to get the hell up out of here. I'm going to start off right here in Psalms 91 and 5. It says, "Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day." Nuclear destruction is coming, and that's the new arrow. That's the modern day arrow. All right. And we're looking to escape this destruction. It says, "Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right side, at thy right hand, Salakia. But it shall not come nigh thee." And so you're going to see a lot of destruction around you. A lot of people, they're going to meet their judgment. All right. A lot of people are just spirits fit for destruction. And you're going to see that around you, especially in the very near future. You're seeing it already, but it's just a little sneak peek. It's going to get real nasty out here. Okay. But I'm going to read that 7th verse again. It says, "1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee." Because if the angels of the Lord are with you, right? If the Lord sent those, angels of protection around you, then it's not going to come near you. 8th verse says, "Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked." All right. So things are going to get crazy, bloody. Every day in the news, you see people offing themselves. You see people committing suicide, committing, what do they call it? It's a word I'm looking for, but they commit homicide then suicide. People are shooting their families up. Black women are killing their kids because they just can't take it no more. They can't handle the burden of being a mother. It's just too much. The baby crying too much. She want to go partying. She done kicked the child's father out, and now she left to raise the child by her damn self, thinking the government is going to help her, and that's going to be enough. Put the nigga on child support. Now she got the financial side down packed, but she forgot about the raising of the child part, that she needs help me. She needs, Salakia. She needs a partner in that, because the father brings in the discipline. So now she done lost her shit and killed her child because she can't handle it. Someone cuts another person off at the light. They pull out their pistol and shoot the other car. This is the craziness that we're seeing right now. Judgment is going forth. People are crazy out here. But again, this is Psalms 91 and 8. It says, "Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked." And especially in that time when those nuclear missiles are fired, Lord willing, we be in the chariots and we see the destruction from the chariots. Lord willing. It says, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. We're leaning on the Lord for salvation, for deliverance. We're not leaning on this world. This world has nothing to offer you. And I say that week in and week out. This world has nothing to offer you. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. And mainly, just keep it real. That's mainly talking about the elect of the Lord. Because the 2/3 niggas out here, they don't, they don't have no angels charging them. The angels are charging them towards destruction. The Lord's elect are guided by those angels, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahawashi. All these other niggas, they don't have angels, holding them back from being, from doing something stupid. They go out to the club. Oh, it's a Friday night. Shit, I'm about to go out to the club, and then they get shot and murdered. Some bitch set them up. You get these stupid niggas, man. They follow these women anywhere. Some nigga in the corner, in the cut, will send a bitch to a nigga, pass him a drink, one of them Diddy drinks, get the nigga all messed up in the head, then his dumb ass follow her to the hotel room and get set up and robbed and killed. Again, Psalms 91:10, it says, there shall no evil befall thee, because we're moving in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. That's why it's important to meditate and pray. Watch as well as pray. Stay upon your watch. And the best thing to do right now in this time is just, kind of keep to yourself. Even my woman, I'll give my woman credit for this. She's a Muslim, and she know I'm an Israelite. She don't really know what an Israelite is. She come from a different country, so she's not, familiar. But my woman, I'll give her credit for this. I'll give her credit. One thing about her, she stayed to herself. She don't like being around crowds of people and shit. Maybe that's the reason why we get along. She can't stand being around other people. And I want to get into a personal story, but it wasn't too long ago. I was looking for something for her, and she didn't even. It was for her. I was acting on her behalf. I'm not gonna say what it was, and she didn't even want to talk to the people. She's like me. It's one thing that we got in common. A couple of things we got in common, but one thing in particular is she just don't like being around people. So I guess that's why we get along. She don't like people. She don't trust people. She kind of like stay to herself and fuck what everybody else got going on. But anyway, I don't have much time today, so let me go ahead and get Jude 1 and 5. This is Order Out of Chaos, Part 7, by the way. Jude 1 and 5, it says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord have saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. So we're going to see that again, history repeating itself, but on a greater scale. We're looking for an even greater deliverance out of America, aka Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon, this great whore that we're living in right now. But it says here in the 6th verse, and the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication. And you can see that today. Clearly, you can see that today. America is definitely Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. And going after strange flesh, are set forth an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. And this place is going to be on fire. And I believe, my personal opinion, very shortly. I don't think it's going to take that long, the way things are moving right now. And that's going to segue into the topic here. I just got this today. Got this from the Jerusalem Post. It says a growing Iranian alliance. And this actually was posted March 11th of this year. A growing Iranian alliance. Because we're looking for Iran to make a move. And they've been bullshitting around, letting Israel smack them around, smacking around their allies. But we're waiting for Iran to make a move. It says Iran, Russia, China come together for naval drills. And this came from the Jerusalem Post. So this is posted out of the Israeli media. It says Iran doesn't have a very large navy. Says the importance is largely related to coordination with China and Russia. That's a beautiful thing to see, these alliances. We want to see that, because that's going to give Iran the balls to go ahead and start defending themselves. Iran's Navy is taking part in a 3-day drill with Russia and China. Says Iranian media said that the Iranian Navy has successfully executed the second day of the joint drill. I remember when I was in the Air Force, they had joint operations, the U.S. military. They had joint operations with Britain. I remember in Kuwait, we used to go to the British Chow Hall. We used to do, ride our Humvees with the British Air Force, or at least their military police. We had Canada. I'm trying to remember. Damn, that was a long, long time ago now. I'm old. Um, I know Canada was there, but Britain, uh, I remember the British Air Force. That was who we were closest to as far as our allies. We used to go to their chow halls and talk shit. I remember that. So we would have these joint operations, and so now you see Iran, Russia, and China are conducting these joint missions, these joint drills. And as far as this article is concerned, it's on the Navy side. Um, it says the 3-day naval drills, meaning the Navy, these 3-day naval drills, codenamed the 2025 Maritime Security Belt, kicked off Monday in the Indian Ocean in the Gulf of Oman. That's what the report says. It says Iran says that its Navy is committed to establishing security both regionally and globally, adding that the Navy will not allow any threats or incursions into the nation's maritime borders. Iran doesn't have a very large navy, it says. The importance is largely related to coordination with China and Russia. Of course, because Gog will be a guard unto these nations. I've went into that many times. So Russia is looked at as a guard, a safe haven, a big brother. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's like when you in school, you're getting bullied, but then your big brother come to your school to handle that. That's Russia right now. Um, it says, meanwhile, Iranian Rear Admiral Shahram Irani slammed Trump in comments on March 11th. It says he claimed that Trump had said that the U.S. was not concerned about joint drills. This is what Trump is claiming. He's not concerned about joint drills. He said that, and this is a quote, he said that the participation of 3 countries in the military exercise titled Security Belt 2025 is focused on fostering security, contrasting it with the presence of countries like the United States, which consistently contributed to global instability. And that's what the IRNA noted. And I believe that's Iran. All right, the Iranian military. He also praised Shanghai Cooperation Organization and the BRICS. Can't forget about the BRICS, of which Iran is a member. See, this is an alliance here. And this is so beautiful. I was talking to somebody today, and y'all know I work in the security field, right? Um, in DC. And there's this homeless guy, not to take up too much time, but there's this homeless guy that I talked to. He's in a wheelchair. But we happen to have a mutual friend, somebody that I worked with when I was down at the Department of Justice. And he's kind of like out of his mind. You know, he's on drugs, this homeless guy I'm talking about. But when his mind is right, he'll say some shit. Like he'll drop some jewels, right? So I'll talk to him and I kind of like see what you know, what you talking about, old man? And I'll see if his mind is right. And if his mind is right, I'll stand there and talk to him for a bit. Sometimes I give him some money. Um, and then other times, like he's just talking complete out of his head. But he always bring up the scriptures. He's always talking about. He says Jesus Christ. We believe in Yahawashi, Yahawashi. But anyway, today the spirit was on me. I said, let me see what the old man talking about. And he came out of his mouth and said, Trump is going to start World War III. I said, damn, okay. See what type of time you on. So I started laughing. I said, all right, let me talk to the old man today. Cause he talking about type of talk. So I said, oh, okay. I said, what make you think that? He said, listen, Trump is going to start World War III because he wants to die in the White House. He said that with so much conviction. I said, all right, okay. That sounds about right. That sounds like Trump, too. I have to agree with that. That sounds like some shit Trump would do. But I want to make sure this is clear. Uh, the microchip has to come. Okay, the mark of the beast. Be sure that there will be a false flag, and I talked about this last week. There will be a false flag. Actually, I posted on Sunday. Salakia. Usually I post on Thursday, but this past week I just wasn't able to do like I would normally do, and I posted it on Sunday. So some people saw it, and some people probably didn't check for it, but I did post on the podcast. Wherever you getting that, whether it be Spreaker, uh, Apple, Spotify, whatever, and I posted on YouTube. And fuck YouTube. But anyway, I don't care about YouTube like that. But anyways, I had already seen some articles about Trump and his bullshit and what he's doing right now, and he's stirring up World War III. And before I could even get home to record, this old man, said Trump is going to start World War III. And I said, yeah, I'm with you on that. And but he was saying he believed Trump's going to do it by the end of the year. I don't know when Trump's going to do it. I just feel like, my personal belief, I believe he's going to do it. And uh, you know, I've been seeing online a lot of people are turning on Trump, saying this is not what I voted for because Trump is protecting Israel more than he's protecting America. And they're mad. When I say Israel, I mean the state of Israel, the Israelis. Okay, and a lot of people are mad about that. Like, hey, wait a minute, you're leading us towards World War III. Well, guess what? That's what he's supposed to do. All right? I'm going to get back to the article right quick. It says Russia ties are important. Iran provides Moscow with drones. Okay, so these are two militaries that are colluding. They built a bond, a union. They've become actual allies because they have a common enemy. That old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Iran and Russia have signed a memorandum of understanding, MOU, right? That's what it's called, the memorandum of understanding, MOU, to produce microelectronic components. Iran's state media said and this is a quote, Russia's Ministry of Industry and Trade signed the agreement with the Nano and Micro Technology Development Headquarters a division of the Iranian Vice Presidency for Science, Technology, and the Knowledge-Based Economy on Tuesday. It says that's what they signed on Tuesday. It says on Tuesday, the Moscow-based, now I hope I say this right, Kommersant newspaper reported the reports add that Zelengrad nanotechnology. Now remember that nanotechnology is what they put in your pop shots, right? Remember the pop shot, the jabber. Okay. It says center, what is this? ZNTC. So that's the Zelengrad Nanotechnology Center. It's called the ZNTC. One of Russia's leading firms in nanotechnology will, it says will to produce advanced nanolithography equipment, telecommunication, multiplexers, and automotive sensors. So their weaponry is going to have these sensors and this nanotechnology on it. All right. As a matter of fact, let me get Ezekiel 38. I'm running my mouth. Ezekiel 38:7. It says, "Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them." Because Russia's becoming or it's became, really, past tense. It's already become a guard unto these nations. And I've spoken this week after week after week after week. These nations, even in Africa, you got China, Africa, Iran, they're looking at Russia like they're the big brother that's there to protect them from America, because they hate Babylon now. They've had enough. Okay, they've had enough of this bullshit. And they finally smarten up and they realize, like, wait a minute, we don't have to fight this battle alone. And Russia has stepped up to the plate and said, look, come join us. Come unify with us. And we'll help you take down America, aka Babylon the Great. Now I'm going to try to power my way through this right quick. This is from Business Insider. It says Elon Musk again says the U.S. should leave NATO. Elon Musk again says the U.S. should leave NATO, saying it doesn't make sense for the U.S. to pay for Europe's defense. Again, the beast shall hate the whore. These ten horns, these shall hate the whore. So you're seeing that alliance. Look at this. This is so beautiful. If you're watching and paying attention, you'll see this is so beautiful what the Lord is doing. He's exposing all of these wicked ass Israelites, right? These lying ass niggas out here. And at the same time, he's breaking up this union of the United States of America, this bitch, this whore, Babylon the Great, this nasty slut, with their allies. Trump has come in and just disrespected all of the allies. And then you got his road dog, his right-hand man, Elon Musk, with this kind of statement. This is what Elon Musk said. Elon Musk has once again called for the U.S. to exit NATO. These shall hate the whore, these 10 horns. NATO and the EU, this this the this bitch is being hated, and I keep using that word, by its allies. It's so beautiful. The beast shall hate the whore. It says Elon Musk has once again called for the U.S. to exit NATO. In a post on X, Musk said it doesn't make sense for America to pay for the defenses of Europe. Donald Trump has repeatedly criticized European defense spending and has threatened to leave NATO. The billionaire Elon Musk has again said the U.S. should leave NATO as tensions between the U.S. and its European allies continue to build. Musk, the CEO of Tesla and de facto head of the White House Doge office, he said he reshared a post on X Sunday that read, "Exit NATO now." Exit NATO now. That's what he put on X, formerly known as Twitter. He says, "We really should." That's what Musk wrote. "Does it make sense for America to pay for the defense of Europe?" And this is something that Trump has said over and over again, that the European allies should pay their fair share. On March 1st, Musk also said the U.S. should leave NATO. It says the current White House administration has had an increasingly strained relationship with its European NATO partners, with President Donald Trump repeatedly criticizing Europe's defense spending. What you're going to see is that, Trump, and I understand, I know this nigga. Okay, y'all back off. This is my nigga. Okay, this is my nigga. I know this nigga. Trump is in a America against the world spirit. And see, people don't understand that. But see, I know this nigga. I know this nigga. This is my nigga. Like Denzel said, this is my my nigga. This is my nigga. Trump has a America against the world, not just make America great again. It's America against the world, but technically speaking, it's America and the state of Israel against the world. That's how Trump looks at it. Fuck Canada. Canada will now be a part of the United States of America. That's how Trump looks at this. Oh, what about your European allies? Fuck them too. We don't need them. We're America. That proud Edomite spirit is back. And I say Barakatah Yahawashi Yahawashi. No more pussyfooting. Let's get the real Esau. The real Edomite. The true Edomite. In his true natural state. This is what Esau looks like. That's why I'm happy to have Trump back there. Back in the office. That's what I mean. It says here, and this came from the Business Insider, in case you are wondering where this came from. It says Trump has called on European members of the alliance to raise defense spending to 5% of GDP, significantly more than any member, including the U.S. currently spends. This is my nigga Trump, man. Trump don't give a fuck. He said, oh shit. In his first term in office, it says Trump also threatened to withdraw from the alliance if allies didn't boost spending. In other words, F you, pay me. Go read the article. There's more to it from the. It's from Business Insider. I just wanted to get it, to get that point across. The beast shall hate the whore. These 10 horns, these shall hate the whore. And we're right here. The book of Revelation, all the prophecies are being fulfilled right now, right before your very eyes. And yet you got niggas, believe it or not, you got niggas that are running around talking about, I don't see what happening. I don't see nothing happening. Y'all nigga keep talking about World War III. I don't see nothing happening. Things are continuing as they was. Shit. You got Israelites that are acting like that. Prophecies being fulfilled every day. And these nigglets, these little nigglets, are running around here talking about, I don't see nothing happening. I don't see nothing happening. The microchip, the mark of the beast technology is being, or I should say, is already in place. They just need an excuse to bring about a false flag to make it mandatory. And niggas is still saying, I don't see nothing happening. But Esau is in this spirit of he's thinking that he can avoid the prophecies. He thinks in his mind he can outsmart the Most High. That's how proud this devil is. Malachi 1:4, it says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. But it says here, thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. Righteous judgment against the nation of Esau forever. But Esau in his heart, because the Lord hardened his heart, just like he hardened Pharaoh's heart, he's not going to let the people go. You niggas ain't going to get no reparations from Esau. Your true reparations are going to come when we are delivered out of the hands of Esau and we're back in the kingdom, our true kingdom. We've had kingdoms before, but our real kingdom comes from this deliverance out of this version of Egypt. Okay? Um, let me see. I think there's another article here. Let me get through this. Salakia, y'all. Let me get through this right quick. I don't have much time. From the Hill, Waltz says all options on the table to ensure Iran does not have a nuclear weapon. This came from the Hill. Says National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. So you know who Waltz is. Mike Waltz said on Sunday that all options are on the table to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. Look, there's not shit the U.S. can do to Iran to keep them from obtaining nuclear weapons. Because Russia already has hypersonic missiles. And you don't even know what China might have. And I want to say something about China. I'm going to leave it though. Slovakia, Russia already has hypersonic missiles that can hit the East Coast in about 40 minutes, give or take. In an interview on ABC News, and I brought up Russia and Iran because, again, going back to what I was talking about before, Iran and Russia have an alliance. They have an agreement. They're in union. In an interview, back to the article, in an interview on ABC News' This Week, anchor Martha, I believe the name is Raddatz, asked the president's top advisor to elaborate on President Trump's warning to Iran a week ago that they would not be allowed to have a nuclear weapon and that something would happen very soon. Something would happen very soon that would solve the problem if there is no peace deal. Raddatz said, referring to nuclear weapons. This is a quote from Raddatz. It says, so what he's talking about is he's talking about a possible strike on the nuclear facilities by Israel, and would the U.S. join in that? Question mark. That's what Raddatz asks. It says, well, the president, this is a quote, question, actually a quote. Well, what the president has repeatedly said is that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's what Walt said. Another quote here says, all options are on the table to ensure it does not have one, and all that, and that all that is, then that's all aspects of Iran's program. That's the missiles, the weaponization, the enrichment. They can either hand it over and give it up in a way that is verifiable, or they can face a whole series of other consequences. He continued, and that's coming from Waltz. See, this is the pride of Esau. They believe Iran should just, cow down, bow down, cower themselves down, and just hand over whatever weaponry they have to the United States and Israel. That's not happening. That's not prophecy. That's not scriptural. But it says here, but either way, we cannot have a world with ayatollahs with their finger on the nuclear button. This is what Mike Waltz is saying. We cannot have a situation that would result in an arms race across the Middle East in terms of nuclear proliferation, and President Trump is determined one way or another. So you have all of these pro-Israel Edomites in the White House. And again, when I say pro-Israel, I'm talking about the Israelis, the J-ish people, the small hats. And what has happened, the Edomites have puffed up. They've become so puffed up and proud for, they've been ruling for so long, they don't believe that they can be overtaken. And they believe that they can go to these other nations and just talk to them any type of way. Right? They believe that. Let me get Nahum 1 and 2. It says, Yahweh, and I'll say Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi, is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies and our enemies, because vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord. Right? The Lord is going to bring vengeance, destruction on our enemies for our deliverance sake. Right? The Lord is going to shorten the days for the elect's sake. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power. And that's what they don't understand. They think because they've been ruling for so long and nobody's really tested them like that. Nobody's really tested the U.S. You had that fake shit back in 9/11, September 2001, that they orchestrated. That was an inside job. But no one's really tested the U.S. like that. So the U.S. is the big bad bully. And they believe they can tell all these nations what to do. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Not at all. You're not going to get away with what you've done. Same way he brought down Egypt, he's going to bring down America, but this time with fire. Great destruction. The Lord have his way in the whirlwind and in the storm and the clouds and are the dust of his feet. So the Lord is really going to bring complete destruction to this place. But again, because it says he is slow to anger, right? He's slow to anger. And he's allowing Esau to just build himself up, 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 up. And that's how the Lord likes it. He likes it that way. Build yourself up. I'm going to get this from the Associated Press. It says Trump warns Iran it will face consequences of further attacks from Yemen's Houthis rebels. From the Associated Press, says President Donald Trump on Monday explicitly linked the actions of Yemen's Houthi rebels to the group's main benefactor, Iran. Remember when I told y'all, if you go back to my series, The Calm Before the Storm, I went up to part 9. And I kept saying over and over again, Trump is a puppet of the state of Israel, the J-ish people, because it was them that bailed him out back in the late 80s. His daughter is married to a J-ish man. The news media would tell you, oh, he's a Russian puppet. No, he's a puppet of the J-ish, the small hats. That's who owns and controls them. Now, a lot of these MAGA Republicans are starting to figure that out, that everything Trump does, especially recently, is all centered towards protecting the state of Israel. He's not making America great again. He's more worried about the small hats and protecting the state of Israel. It says here, President Donald Trump on Monday explicitly linked the actions of Yemen's Houthi rebels to the group's main benefactor, Iran. So they're blaming Iran for everything. He was warning Tehran would suffer the consequences for further attacks by the group. The comments by Trump on his Truth Social website escalate his administration's new campaign of airstrikes targeting the rebels, which killed at least 53 people this weekend alone. The Pentagon said the strikes were carried out against more than 30 targets, and it planned further airstrikes in the coming days. Let me get this part right here. It says every shot fired by the Houthis will be looked upon from this point forward being a shot fired from the weapons and leadership of Iran, and Iran will be held responsible and suffer the consequences. And those consequences will be dire. That's what Trump added. That's what Trump is saying. So he's making big threats. And I believe he really means what he's saying because he's puffed up with pride. These prophecies are being fulfilled. You can see the division between the U.S. and its allies and the union, the unification of Russia, Iran, China, certain African countries, and don't forget North Korea. All right? This is happening right now. But a Jake, the average Jake, will say, I don't see nothing happening. Because Jake is lazy. Jake is retarded. Jake don't look into shit. It's the Edomites that are really sounding the alarm and getting mad and saying, Trump is starting World War III. This is not what I voted for. That's what I'm seeing all over social media. And they're mad saying, we shouldn't be going to war on the behalf of Israel. That's not what I voted for. Well, guess what? That's what you're going to get. Says here in the quote, Iran has played and I believe I believe this came from Trump said this in his post. This is what Trump said. Listen, quote from Trump: Iran has played the innocent victim of rogue terrorists from which they've lost control, but they haven't lost control. Says Trump alleged in his post. That's what he said. This is also what he said. He says they're dictating every move, giving them the weapons, supplying them with money and highly sophisticated military equipment, and even so-called intelligence. So what Trump is trying to do is he's trying to run another Bush play. And what do I mean by another Bush play? Well, I was in the military under George W. Bush. And George W. Bush and his administration lied to the world and said that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. So now Trump is running that same play, that we have to do something to them before they do something to us. He's preparing the minds of the American people that we have to go to war. We need to do something about Iran. So what I look for in the very near future is at some point, because right now it's about, Israel and October 7th, what was it, 2023, I believe. Oh, we got to defend Israel. Oh my God, we got to, defend the Israeli people. But soon he's going to flip it and they're going to say, Iran is attacking America. We got to do something so they won't attack us again. I wouldn't be surprised. That's why last week I said, look for a false flag, some major a false flag to justify a war with Iran. And the mark of the beast. I believe this is what I'm telling you. I can see it coming together because you got Trump, who's Israeli first, puppet of the Israeli state, and you have Musk, who is the Neuralink guy, the microchip guy, the AI, artificial intelligence guy. Both of them are in the White House at the same time. I don't think that's a coincidence. I believe everything is falling right into place. I believe the Lord put those two niggas in their position at the right time because this is the time.